Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Wednesday, the 22nd day of March, 2022. It is Wednesday of the fourth week of Lent. It is the 25th day of the Lenten season. Coming to you from the little wooded area that is by the parish offices over there, our nut thatch little box over there. Hopefully, I don't think there's any nut thatches in there. Might not be the time of the year for it, but it still stands proudly within our little wooded area here by the parish offices. So on this Wednesday of the fourth week of Lent, we hear Isaiah, and Isaiah offers a very interesting kind of Lenten reading. It is a reading that in which God's dream is explored, a dream in which the desert and the steppe bloom, in which righteousness abounds, in which there is hope and healing throughout the earth, that God says that this will be done and that God will do this. Generally, dreaming is something that we might associate with the season of Advent. It's like in waiting for Christ to be born or dreaming about our Christmas presents or whatever it is. We don't really ever think about dreaming here in the season of Lent, and we should, because it is one of our readings today. And so in Isaiah, again, this whole understanding of Lent and of reacquainting us with our faith and what it is that we believe and why it is that we believe what we believe allows us to dream. What is it that we want our faith to become? How is it that we understand this God who loves us immensely with a passion that can never be rivaled or matched by anything? What does it mean to be in relationship with this kind of God, and what is possible because we are in a relationship with this kind of God? What do we dare to dream about ourselves and what we can be, especially as in the northern hemisphere, spring begins to blossom and bloom, and renewal of the cosmos in the northern hemisphere is being able to be seen. In the southern hemisphere, we're moving into fall and things are dying. But again, in that case too, it is, what is it that we await, when rebirth happens, when the spring happens in the southern hemisphere, after the fall and the winter? What is it that God can do within and for us, with our understanding and our faith and our belief? What is it that we really believe God can do? And if we truly believe that God can do all kinds of things, then how do our dreams take on new shape and new form so that they become not just fantasies, but can become realities within our life? Within that reading is then matched with John's Gospel, which is beginning to get a little bit more argumentative with the scribes and the Pharisees, and Jesus becomes a little bit more philosophical and theological, but in this kind of roundabout circular way in which he constantly repeats himself again and again and again to stress the point that he is who he is, and that the Pharisees and the scribes cease to believe that again and again and again. And so here, we have the sense in which that Jesus is doing what he is doing because God has sent him to do so. That he does nothing on his own and not of his own volition or will, but it is the will of God that is in him that is causing all of these things to happen. He is not just some kind of charlatan. He's not some kind of miracle wonder worker. He is the God who calls everyone into relationship and who wants our lives, to be as full and as wonderful and as caring as they can be. That this is who Jesus reveals, and yet there is so much opposition and disbelief because of it. And because there is the refusal to believe, there is the refusal to dream. And with that then comes the sadness of the scribes and Pharisees not being able to recognize who is in their midst and what is happening to transform their lives. For us, as people of God, as people of Christ, who live in this day and age, how do we make sure that our own inability to believe sometimes, or our own doubts or our own failings, do not get in the way of believing in what is possible? Lent is meant to renew and refresh us so that we may be able to dream big, to be able to see more and more what it is that God can do for us and what we can be for one another, and allow that truth and that reality to shine in our lives as part of the reign of God in our midst. And may the Lord give you his peace.